What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period.
No, we shouldn't be this. We shouldn't be this happy. Calm the fuck down.
I'm glad
because we lost a bad bitch.
Never touching Heather's crown.
Oh, third place. Third place.
Heather's winner.
No. We're comparing first season to first season.
We're not doing anything. You're comparing.
Yes, we are. We can't compare season 3 to season 1. This is her first season. That was Heather's third season. We're comparing.
You're right. I can't compare a mother to
Heather.
Julia. I can't compare a mother to Julia.
But you can't compare a mother to an icon.
Oh, where's that at? Bowie?
Julia and Bowie? Don't do it. Because
I have seen.
We lost an icon tonight.
Okay, you go.
We lost an icon this morning, and we're depressed about it because Julia motherfucking Lachey Jones was evicted from the Total Drama Island today, and we hang our head in prayer.
We hold our head high. Never hold my
sorrows, head. Prayers.
High. Can you feel that? Sorrows, prayers. So I have seen all there is. Well, not all there is to see of Julia, but I have seen everything Julia has given via this season. And just comparing Heather's first season and doing my intro analysis in my mind, when it comes to who eats it up, the answer is Heather. When it came to strategically, Julia, it was hard to find where that was at. Julia is like
Julia has some strategic chops. Now, was it always successful strategic chops?
Was it ever successful?
It was sometimes successful. But did she have to rely heavily on winning immunity? Yes. So that's the thing. It is no real debate. Look, Heather is that girl. Like, let's that girl. Heather's that motherfucking girl. I'm just saying, Julia is in the conversation. Because I remember when I first binged Total Drama, I tweeted, I was like, hold on, when are we going to discuss Heather's Ender Julia? And everybody got my ass nasty.
Oh, they gagged you?
A lot of people gagged me, but some people agreed. Now, if I have to choose, I'm always choosing Heather. I am. But Julia is that motherfucking girl. And she ate this season up. She was the mean girl of this era. And I think that she wore the heavy crown well. This heavy crown. It always comes and goes around. And she held it high, bitch.
I like what she provided. And I like she's super unique. Like, honestly, I don't have to compare her to Heather because for me, it's like she's just Julia. She's Julia. And she did what Julia did, and she played the game how Julia would play, and she acted how Julia would act. It didn't give she was trying to be Heather or she was giving Heather. And I really love that. Like, this was Julia. And when it comes to respecting Julia's game, you have to put some respect on the baby. She made it to the Final Four. She ate it up. She won 5.
Most hated, made it to Final Four. Bitches is mad. Bitches is trash.
And you know what? And I said this a while ago randomly. I wish like of course she was hated, but I kind of wish they like pressed her more, because that was something I loved about Heather's character. She was getting pressed left, right, up, and down. Like, she had to battle. It kind of seemed like Julie was just pressing them all day, which was funny.
She really would. She would wake up, fuck with them, and then they hate her, and she'd be like, well, I have to win because they all hate me. Well, maybe slapping bitches around for a minute. Damn, Julie, you don't have to wake up and slap a bitch in the face.
So that was funny. But yes, love Julia. She did what she needed to do, did her due diligence, period. Let's get into this episode because a father, one of the best players to ever grace Total Drama's island, Bowie. That's
Bowie Jane.
Talk about it. I did think about Bowie Jane. Bowie, don't know his last name.
Jamarcus Jones.
Bowie Jamarcus Johnson and Raj Johnson. Raj Johnson's husband. Ate this up. He had a plan. He executed it. He's moving.
Do you think like not necessarily in how the storylines went, but I do feel like Bowie and Julie definitely are up there with Alejandro and Heather when it comes to like strategic mastermind total drama players. And I guess not mastermind with Julia because she didn't really mastermind anything. But as far as like players who are in the game and really fighting for the win, I put them in the pantheon already, in my opinion.
I definitely put Bowie there.
Nah, Julia. Okay, Julia, if it's pantheon, she's definitely right in the next category.
Julia is an all-star.
She's at the head of the second category.
Julia is definitely an all-star. Like, I'm not going to play on this girl face. She's definitely an all-star.
We should do that. We should do a total drama character rating, and we rate all the players.
And just have them on the tier rating. That'd be so fun.
One day, when the war is won.
It will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day.
Glory.
When the glory comes. We will be sure. I'm so sorry. But Bowie eats this up. Like, Bowie eats this up. Like, Bowie eats this up. Like, Bowie eats up. Like, when it comes to strategic master, like you said, Julia, like sometimes the strategy wasn't there, so it was like the strategic force of this season is Bowie, because I remember back elimination 1, he said Caleb had to go,
right?
Sorry.
And who went home?
So he's been I feel like the most strategically focused throughout the entire season. He's moved the season towards ways he wanted it to go. He was the catalyst for this elimination, Millie's elimination that's going to happen, trust Caleb's elimination in the beginning, and then when that Emma boyfriend went home, even if that was a little personal, he caused that too. He caused a lot of these things to occur. So I really like that, really do. So yeah, I fuck with that. We started off the episode though with the Power Rangers. What are they called? The Super Alliance. And Millie and Priya.
They were so corny for this.
It was cute. It was cute. I love their friendship.
Okay, well, could we do this?
No.
Let's get matching superhero outfits.
No. For the
so
podcast?
You don't want to be real best friends.
On Halloween?
Okay.
I wouldn't even want to match on Halloween. On Twin Day in high school. Oh my God.
Are teenagers, though. We have to remember that.
Okay, you're right. So they cute. They just had a cute twinsies moment. So Millie is really pushing this super allies thing. She's actually fucking with Priya real bad. That's her sister. That's her friend. She don't play pretend. So...
And I love this turnaround from Millie. Like, it was a huge 180 for her character, and I absolutely love it because, girl, she was really playing in her face for the first half of the season, and Priya was just trying to be her friends.
Yeah. Child. So, Julia has this idea that she will try to work with the girls, have this final 3 of all girls. It'll be iconic, blah, 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 blah. She brings it to them. They say no. She walks away. Period.
Because, girl, no one is believing your bullshit, girl. Please, no one is believing your bullshit, Julia. Like, you're obviously just trying to play us. Like, please leave us alone. Like, they did not give a damn at all. They're like, okay. She's like, it would be great for ratings. Like, Julia, and this is why you're right. You low-key can't put her in the pantheon because who was this going to convince?
Please. Like, it's like Amanda. Great. She reminded me of Amanda in the first episode of The Challenge when she's like, look, Tori, I don't like you. I'll never like you. I won't like you in the future. But I mean, we can help each other. And it's like, girl, please.
Like, no.
Please. But hey, we move. Bowie then kind of has the same idea. So Bowie's plan, and this is when he tells us this plan. He's like, I could snitch on Millie about all the shit she said in her journal about Priya. Mm-hmm. But if I do that, that'll help Julia's game, and it'll help her get to the final 3. So what I could also do is work with Priya and Millie this round, take Julia out, and then snitch on Millie and get that shit.
It's the long-term game for me. He is thinking shit out, okay? He got a plan for this round, that round, the round after that. Put some respect on Bowie J's name.
This is not Bowie's name.
I said Bowie J. Bowie Jamarcus Johnson.
Okay. Bowie Jamarcus Johnson.
This is Bowie J.
Period. Put some respect on his motherfucking name. Great plan. If he could execute it. So a part of me, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, is he gonna execute? And that's the thing about Bowie versus Julia. every time Bowie got a
Okay,
plan,
you don't
the
gotta
plan
compare
happened.
two bad bitches.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You
Every
don't
time
gotta
Bowie got
compare two
a
mothers.
this is the thing about Bowie. Let's not worry about nobody else. Every time he got a plan, he executes. I'm like, are you gonna be able to convince them to work with
And
you?
he's able to do it.
And he's able to do it. He goes to them. They're like, why would we work with you? Just to take out Julia? And he was like, yeah. I mean, I'm more likable than Julia. I'm not Julia. And they were like, you're right. And then they moved forward.
And that's all we needed, actually.
And that's all we needed. And he was like, look, it doesn't have to be an alliance. What it could be is I'll just make sure Julia doesn't win this immunity. And in return, y'all vote her out. Period. And they were like, okay. I mean, that's fine with us. It's not really a deal. And they were like, you know, this next round after this is us versus you, period.
And he said, I know.
He said, I know. Whole time it'll be Millie versus Priya. And I'm just going to be chilling.
He knew what he was setting up.
Bowie is going to win this game.
As he should.
Bowie's going to win this game. Because he's definitely not amazing at challenges. But
he isn't. And that's the one interesting thing about his character. He is not like this beast at challenges.
Yeah. He be struggling real bad. He always getting attacked. He got attacked by the bats today. He got attacked by the honeybees the other time. It's always a problem. But boom. So they make this plan and the girls agree to it and they move forward. Really cute plan. He goes to Julia. He's like, look, Julia, we can work together in this challenge. And at first Julia was like, girl, why the fuck would I work with you? And he was like, well, I mean, if you don't, really Priya and Millie could win immunity. And then what you gonna do? And she was like, shit, I guess.
Right.
She's like, I guess. So we head to the challenge and the plan is intact. Priya and Millie are kind of just working each other. They're helping each other in the challenge. And then Julia and Bowie are helping each other in the challenge. The challenge is, love this challenge, by the way. They're in this cave. There's a cave and they have to make it out of the cave with the most tokens. There's a bunch of tokens hidden in the cave. You have to find the most and whoever makes it out with the most wins immunity. It reminded me of like a Revenge of the Island challenge. There was one where Anne Maria went home.
I hated that one.
My sister.
But
they were in a mine.
Diamond.
And she went home with like Brick. I think her and Brick went home together at the same time and it was fake. And I was like, no.
I love Anne Maria. She's the one that I would have loved if they extended a little bit more. That's why I hated that era because it was so many personalities that I would have loved to see extended and they really only extended like the same 6 people in All Stars. And it's like, I don't care.
Literally.
I love that with this era, they're having 2 seasons with the exact same people because that really is what helped us get so attached to era 1.
It is because I will say it on my rewatch because watching the first go round of Revenge of the Island, it was like, who are these people? These ain't even the OGs. What are they doing? They're not even giving. I'm not loving it. Da, 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 da. So much negative energy. So watching it, and then it was like I didn't feel like I got to know them. And then I watched it as an adult, and on a rewatch, I was like, oh my God. I actually really liked these people. I actually liked Brick, who is probably irrelevant to the 90% of the people who've seen this show.
Right.
But I remember rewatching it being like, he's really playing this game. He's here to play the game. I love his personality, love his character. I remember loving Anne Maria. I remember loving, of course, Dakota. It was so, even B, the one who didn't talk. He was like running the challenges. He was like eating it up. There was even Dawn. The fucking psychic. I literally loved so many of the characters. And when I was watching, I was like, damn, I actually don't hate the characters. I hate that they don't get extended is what I hate. That's the part that's annoying. It's like, this is all we have of B and Dawn and Dakota. And it's like, damn, that's it. But on the rewatch, it's actually a really good cast. They did their big one, but not big enough.
Not big enough.
And that's the problem. So we move. So the challenge, really cute, really like it. The whole time, Millie is supposed to be succeeding in helping Priya. And Millie is struggling so bad because Priya is like tossing her coin after coin after coin after coin after coin. And Millie is dropping
coin after coin after coin after coin.
Yes, it's real bad.
Millie, stand up.
Stand up, Millie. So Millie being so bad at the challenges really brought them down here. Real bad. So they don't have shit. They're not collecting shit. They got like 1 coin. On the flip side, Bowie is trying to sabotage Julia
And that's not working, mama.
Oh.
Because this is Julia. One thing she's gonna do is win a fucking immunity. Like, don't play with her name.
Trust. She was chilling real bad. Like, it was literally, he was trying to say, oh, we should slow down with the bats. And she was like, no, you go focus on the bats. I'm going with the coins. How about that? The bats started attacking him. She's getting all the coins. Like, every single situation he was trying to help her with, she was like, you distract him, I'll get the coins. When they came up to the spider web, she done tossed him on the spider web. He getting all wrapped up in the spider web, and she getting all the coins. Like, she's
and this is focused. Where she also fucks up, right? And this is why, Julia, you have to lock in on season 2, because she was about to just leave this man to get eaten by this spider.
No.
And then he had to remind her, baby, you need my vote. And then we find out later on, yeah, you do need his vote. But this entire time, you wasn't trying to make a relationship with him. You wasn't trying to bond with him. You can't just only fight for the immunity. You have to make a social relationship. Even though this is a cartoon, it's still a social strategic game. So you gotta be nice to people, Julia. So hopefully she come in. Remember Heather in season 2, she tried to come in I'm nice now. She needs to have that. Just, girl, you're not gonna make it if you piss everybody off.
That's why I loved Heather, is because she's so strategic. Like, even on season 1, she was concerned about the votes or whatever mechanics were in place that episode. That's what she was concerned about. If she didn't need to be last, she was making sure she wasn't last. If she needed to get the votes, she was making sure she was getting the votes. Julia is one of those girls, I'm just going to win the challenge. And it's like, you can't just win the challenge every time, as we see what happened. And that's her downfall. She needed to be more effective with her strategy. Because I will say she's strategic. She knows, let me try to work with the girls. Let me try to work with this group. I know Bowie and Emma are a pair, so let me try to work with
She has the right idea, just not the right approach. And that's her problem.
Yeah,
I think Heather, especially with them playing within the same cast, by like season 3, her approach, they were used to it. And a lot of the other cast was also on that type of time. And so it wasn't like this egregious thing where it's like she's the only one acting like this. I feel like Heather really dimmed herself down over the next 2 seasons, so it was like kind of on the same level as everyone else, whereas Julia is just a mean person 24/7. But even going back to, remember season 1 when Heather loses in final 3, she loses because Gwen and Owen teamed up against her. They do that because they just don't like her, and it's like, if you're dislikable or like you're not a nice person, that is going to come back to bite you.
I love Heather.
I love Heather so bad.
I love what she did in season 2, and she was pretending to be nice.
Season 2 run was so cute, but it kind of was her.
She was kind of being nice, like she was actually being nice. Like, it was like obviously not her natural preference, but she didn't do anything mean that entire season for the most part of that season, which I remember. She was like genuinely trying to rekindle all the mistakes she made in season 1. It was so sweet, and in season 3 she perfected it. She wasn't outright mean to everyone. She was just snappy, or she was just kind of witty with her comments, a little bit rude,
a little shady. She wasn't having shady as hell.
It was shady, but she wasn't mean on season 3. She was just kind of there to play the game. Of course, she had this history. No one really liked her, but by then it's like, okay, this is Heather. Like, this is the girl we've been knowing, and she was able to kind of work with that, and that's why she was able to win. Give Julia 2-3 more seasons, and they just know that's just Julia. Give her that win.
So that's what's interesting. I like that they do play within the same cast of people, because you kind of know their game, and it's kind of all exposed. Like, next season, they're gonna know Bowie is this secret manipulator that's like getting people out on the low. Like, shit like that is now exposed. So it's like, it's gonna be interesting to see it all play again.
Very much so.
And I think unlike the first generation, not everyone played in season 2. A lot of them was cut off. This is gonna be every single contestant again.
That's so interesting. That's so interesting. So boom, they passed this part. Julia remembers that she's still gonna need that vote just in case, and they end up
reminded.
She was reminded. They end up bumping into Priya and Millie, and when they bump into Priya and Millie, they notice that their bag is kind of light, and they're like, "You forgot you were supposed to be collecting coins."
Hello.
Because they don't have shit.
And then they got mad when Bowie talking about some. I thought you were supposed to be throwing a challenge. He's like, literally. Look, this is a bad bitch. I can't stop her from winning. Y'all supposed to be collecting goddamn coins.
Y'all need to lock in. So at this point, Julia's like, well, shit, I can win. So she's heading out of the door, and she ends up on this bridge. And below her, it's like water, and then she sees this big ass monster in there. So she's like, oh, I would get them coins, but it seems like I'm Gucci. I have 255 coins in my bag, and they're not gonna succeed at getting this anyway.
Wait. I just remember the funniest part of this episode. When Priya and Millie got crushed in the beginning and Julia started cheering.
Oh my God. I'm in the final 3. I'm in the finals.
She didn't give a damn.
Like, did you just start cheering? And she said, yeah. And then they had the joint diary room of her and Bowie. And Julie was like, ooh.
Well, you thought it.
She was like, you thought the same thing. And Bowie was like, child. And
you thought it, yeah, but you said it.
They would be a cute little evil duo. I feel like they would be cute friends.
They would. Well,
I don't know if they would be good friends.
Right.
Bowie's a good friend.
Very shady friends. Like they be shading each other.
Yeah.
The postseason drama with them was probably hilarious. They shading each other on Instagram.
On Twitter. Oh my God. In the total drama community. So Priya and Millie pull up and Julia's like, there's coins down there. Maybe you guys can fetch some of those. I mean, you won't catch up to me, but still. And it's like, girl, don't get too cocky.
Right.
But so she leaves, she lets them do that. And Millie was like, Priya, I gotta do this. And Priya was like, girl, this looks so dangerous. I don't know if you could or if you should. Da, 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 da. They end up down there, end up trying to collect the coins, and they find, they get eaten. And inside of this monster is a big ass coin stack. So all they got to do is get this monster to the finish line. They win. And Priya, having going to school, training of how to escape from a whale, she knew exactly what to do.
Period.
No, that's right.
And Millie didn't even drag her. Millie was like,
she dragged her. She write it down.
She drug her a little bit, but she didn't write it down. And that's a real bitch right there.
That's a real one.
I may tag you up in my head a little bit, but I'm not going to document it.
I'm not going to document it no more because you're my friend. She's grown. Oh, love it. So Priya pulls up, literally pulls up in this monster, pops out of it, and then shows all the coins she has, and she wins immunity. Period. Gagging Julia.
Julia was gagged.
Bowie is excited because that's exactly the plan he needed to happen.
Right. And I'm thinking it's over for Julia, but lo and behold, Chris McClain is a Julia stan because he rigged this final vote to try and get her in final 3, and I have to stand because he was really trying to make sure Julia got in the final 3, and I love it. I love it.
No, literally, because why the fuck? When they're reading the votes and it's 2 votes for Julia and then 1 vote for Priya, and for Millie, and he's talking about if there's a tie, by the way, the person who has the most previous immunities is the one who's gonna.
And we know Julia got about 10 of them.
Those ain't never been the rules.
That ain't never been the rules. That was a last minute switch. He was trying to get Julia in the finals, bitch.
Like in Total Drama World Tour, I remember Courtney had to do a challenge against Blanley or something when it tied. So she had to do a challenge in order to stay. And then there was another form of a tie that she had to do. But it was never giving who had the most previous immunity.
Well.
So when did this come up? Making sure. But it wasn't a tie. And Julia was gagged. And Bowie said, got that ass. And that was that. Very unfortunate. So Julia goes home. Dock of Shame. The Launch of Losers. What is it? Crank. That. She leaves.
She's carried away into the despair.
Now, Lee, we flash to the cabins. Priya and Millie excited. They done made the final 3. They're ready to eat it up. Best season final 2. We finna kill it. And there's a beautiful present.
A beautiful benefactress badge.
On Priya's bed. And Bowie is sick. He had it in a box. It was in wrapping paper. He wrapped it up. Very sick. But he left Millie's journal for Priya to read of all the shit she talked about.
And it was in this beautiful present too. Beautiful. So like Priya's excited. She's like, "Oh, my parents must have left it." No. It's some shit, mama. Do you think what's worse? Heather reading Gwen's journal out at the talent show, or him exposing this final two. Like,
this is honestly insanity. Like what he's exposed, the fact that Millie did it, the fact that Millie was Priya's op for so long, and then she had a hard, great storyline. Honestly, really great storyline, because this getting exposed is actually insane, and that's what puts Bowie up there for me. Like this move, you got Julia out, and you put a present on this girl's bed. Oh, you're sick. You're so sick.
And then they started beefing, and he's like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. He's so hilarious. God. I love Bowie so much. I love everything he represents. Because like I said in the beginning of this podcast, like 2 months ago, we need Bowie's representation in this type of media, and I love it so much, because I feel like I can just relate to him. I understand his jokes, I understand his humor. Like, he is just so real, and I love that they created him. I love it so much. Like, I hope they continue with this, with doing stuff like this in the Total Drama lore.
Period. And look at this brown ass final three. I think every final three has had a POC in it. So it's not nothing new.
You know, Canada is usually very diverse, more diverse than America in media.
Yeah, because they always got a POC. Because I remember Jasmine in Pakatu Island, Courtney made final three, and she made final four, but she got third. I think they tied. Her and Owen went home at the same time for the second season. For the first season, Heather was in it. Alejandro and Heather was in the third one. Lightning and Cameron was in the
Yeah,
Canada
they've been eating.
They eats it up, baby. But this is a cute, real melanated final three, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just here for Bowie to get his win. Who you want to win?
Bowie.
He just got to get his win. He's here. He's at the end. Usually, like, the head leader.
Oh, you don't know who wins. Or do you?
I think I know. But I also heard two different names. I thought it was the type of season. You know how they used to have two different winners? Yeah, I thought the season had two different winners, but it doesn't.
There's only one winner.
Okay.
All around the world.
So I have two names in my head. Neither of them are Millie.
Millie got Rex.
So I don't think it's Millie, but I've heard Bowie and Priya, but I thought it was that they both won in like cities, but that's not a thing. So that was a lie.
There's only one. Uno.
I will say, history says the head leader of strategy of the season always loses, because Scott lost, Sugar lost, Alejandro lost when he ate it up.
Heather lost
when she ate it up. They didn't have one in action. Oh, Justin, but he lost a while before it happened.
Yeah.
No shade. So they always lose. So according to history, which they should switch up, Bowie would probably
get so close. Like,
he's so close. And I feel like he's different. I feel like if there was one of those people to win, I feel like his would make the most sense, because he isn't so deserving of this hate and vitriol. He's not that evil. Like, he's bad, but he's not as evil as Heather. He's bad, but he's just not evil.
He's not bad to the bone. You know, he's just a little shady.
He's a little shady. So yeah, I hope it's him, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Priya either. But a lot of people like Priya win. I don't need it. Do they?
I was gonna say, is that a fair statement?
Because Redhead didn't win.
Mm-mm.
Sky won in some countries. Did she? Yeah, she did.
Did she?
Yeah. Did she?
No.
I don't even know.
I thought the final two of that season was that.
It was Sean and Sky.
It was Sean and Sky?
Yeah, Jasmine got fourth and Sugar got third.
I didn't know she was in final two. So yeah, maybe she did win in some countries.
Yeah, but she's the only one, so it's not that bad.
I think Priya's still like a pretty different archetype, so it'll be different.
Yeah. So boom, we'll be back next week to discuss the finale of Total Drama Island, the reboot.
Okay, Casper.
Period. So make sure y'all there. It's gonna be a fun one. Thank you. Oh, and get into the other shit. Thanks for keeping it real with the kingdom. We out. Bye.
Bye.